Without a doubt, bodyweight rows are a powerful tool to keep in your arsenal when it comes to building a powerful and muscular back. When performed properly, the mind-muscle connection you can achieve with this exercise is one of the best I have ever trained. So if you're looking for a great back exercise, one that will help increase your strength, blow up your lats, and act as an excellent supplementary exercise to the pull-up, continue watching this video as I lay out the technique and benefits of this exercise to get the most out of every rep. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to this channel if you enjoy bodyweight workouts and calisthenics content, and leave a like on this video as it goes a long way. The bodyweight row is an excellent pulling exercise that you can benefit from whether you're an experienced calisthenics athlete, you're just getting started on your fitness journey, or land anywhere in between. You can do this by altering the difficulty of the exercise with just a couple of simple adjustments, which I'll touch on later. But for starters, the standard bodyweight row, simply explained, is a horizontal pulling movement where you lean back underneath a low bar or rings and pull your chest up as high as you can while engaging the lats, the mid-back, as well as your biceps and forearms. My favorite element about this exercise is the way it effectively targets a majority of the muscles in your back while still remaining an exercise that you can train in high volume. Unlike the pull-up, where you are required to pull 100% of your body weight against the force of gravity, the row takes off a good deal of that weight to become a more manageable exercise. It doesn't completely exhaust your muscles after just a few sets, but it also does a good job engaging the back and forcing it to work to eventually adapt and grow efficiently. And this is my primary advice for training bodyweight rows. Do them in high volume. This is especially crucial if you cannot yet train very many pull-ups. If your back is not yet capable of performing at least 10 bodyweight pull-ups in a single set, the row is going to be your best friend to achieving this. Find a rowing position in which you can rep out 10 to 30 rows in a single set and begin spamming this exercise, squeezing your back as hard as you can with each rep and attempting to go as high volume as possible. And don't call it a day with just one set of high reps. If you have the time, try for 5 sets, maybe even 10, to really work the back and stimulate it enough to alert your body to grow. By training in this high volume range, you're building the motor skills throughout your muscles and nervous system to realize it needs to adapt. It needs to be able to handle the amount of effort you're requesting of it. When I began to train rows like this, my back thickened up in a very short amount of time and my pull-up numbers increased by well over 100%. It's for these reasons I love to recommend bodyweight rows as a back exercise, as a secondary exercise if you can train pull-ups, and as a primary exercise to achieve your first several pull-ups. And this is why it's listed as a supplementary pulling exercise in my top 5 essential exercises guide, which you can download for free on my Patreon page. This guide has my top exercise picks to master your body weight, build a foundational level of fitness, and gain a considerable amount of muscle to improve your health, your confidence, and your capability in your own body. I'll leave a link to the guide at the top of this video's description if you're interested. Again, it's 100% free, and by clicking the first link in the description, you can claim your own copy in minutes. While I do recommend high volume sets and reps when you're training rows, I do want to emphasize that that does not mean allowing your form to completely break down just for the sake of more reps. The row is as easy or as difficult as you make it. When performing this exercise, keep your core nice and tight. Don't sag at the hips and get all floppy, nor should you flare your elbows too far out to your sides. Keep those elbows tucked in with every rep, really feeling the engagement in your forearms and biceps in their proper position. The secret to blowing up your lats with bodyweight rows is also in regard to your form. When performing this exercise, you want to keep in mind the position of your scapula. At the bottom of the row, allow your scapula to protract so that your shoulders come a little bit forward. When you do this, you should feel your lats flex forward underneath your shoulders as well, geared up and ready to engage the moment you begin your rep. From here, as you start your rep, really focus on engaging those lats, and as your elbows bend and shift behind your body, this is where you want to retract your scapula. Squeeze your shoulder blades together and feel your lats and your mid-back straining at the top of the exercise. And then control the rep on the way back down. If you train like this, you're absolutely going to wake up with a sore set of lats the next day, especially after your first couple sessions. And if you remain consistent, your back will have no choice but to thicken up and widen out in order to perform the high volume of tension you're sending its way. To perform a proper standard bodyweight row, the position is going to almost look like a reverse push-up in many ways. Your legs will be fully extended and your back will be lined up straight from your heels to your shoulders with your core braced. However, to make this exercise easier or harder, you can manipulate this position to fit your needs. If you're finding it a struggle to perform a full, proper rep in this standard position, you can lighten the load by doing one of two things. The first is to bend your legs at the knees to lessen the length of your body's lever, thus offsetting some of your body weight and making the exercise lighter. Make sure you still keep your core braced even with bended knees. This upside down plank position should still look nice and straight, but now the straight line will be going from your knees to your shoulders. The second way you can manipulate the row is by altering the angle of degree at which your body is lifted off the ground. In order to make gravity's force more difficult, thus increasing the intensity of this exercise, get lower and lower to the ground, making yourself more parallel with it underneath your bar or rings. This increases the intensity of your angle against gravity. To make the exercise easier, stand up straighter, making the angle of degree less forceful. The easiest variation would be standing nearly straight up so that you're performing the row with virtually all of your weight being supported in the standing position, so there's almost no resistance on your back and arms as you perform the row. And the most difficult would be with your body perfectly parallel with the ground, so that the amount of force gravity has against your body is at its maximum. However, this is only the most difficult rows can get with your legs remaining on the ground. To continue to increase the difficulty from here, you could elevate your legs, further increasing the angle at which you perform the row, or you could lift your legs off the ground altogether, lifting them straight up into the air, hinging at the waist, or tucking them close to your body almost like a tucked front lever. At this point, you'll be rowing your entire body weight, which is an impressive feat. If you can do this for even just a few reps, you should have no trouble progressing confidently with pull-ups. And by mastering rows using all of these incredible variations and working them into your pull workouts alongside the pull-up, you're going to be well on your way to building an impressive physique. The back and biceps, of course, are only two of the several muscle groups that make up your entire body. If you'd like to utilize the top 5 essential calisthenics exercises I recommend everyone master to ensure a well-rounded frame and a confident foundation of fitness, you can download the free guide available on my Patreon page, first link in the description. And if you'd like to learn how to grow your chest and triceps with an awesome push-ups only workout plan that I highly recommend, watch the video on screen right now. Subscribe to this channel to not miss any calisthenics content from me, leave a like on the video, and I will catch you in the next one. Until then, happy training.